What happens when we are losing trust in our dreams? What happens when we have tried everything? What happens when we are just ready to give up? And let me share some beautiful things that actually come along with this idea of giving up. My name is Patricia. I'm a life coach, and if you're new on this platform, then I'm so glad you found this one. It's here to give you some guidance. It's here to give you some new opportunities. Regardless, please always listen to your own intuition. Start to tune into who you really are so that you are making the best possible decision for yourself. Okay, this is mostly guidance, and it's so crucial for everyone of us to understand that when any guidance or anything in that is given, it doesn't mean that this is the ultimate truth. It just means that it's a possibility. Doesn't mean that this is for you. It just means that there might be something that you could take on with this, maybe you got a little bonus, okay, something like this. So let's start today. I have not a coffee as usual, but I already had my portion of coffee for today, so I got my water, and cheers on that. Make sure that you are getting something like this to make sure to get ready for today's video, okay? This video is intended to allow ourselves a bit more into the being, okay? Meaning, most probably you have learned that doing brings results. And the more you do, the more you will see results, which is definitely a very important aspect to getting to your goals. But what you shouldn't forget is that, see, the goal, reaching the goal, that's just the icing on top of the cake. But the whole cake is the journey towards that, which includes the being, okay? And so if we are missing out on how we are feeling every single day, if we are missing that we are creating our inner world, if we are missing those important parts, we're missing the whole point of this journey. And it's important that we are aware of what that actually looks like. And so if you kind of feel lost because nothing really works, if you feel that everything is not going the way how it should, sometimes it actually really helps when we start to look at things and we actually start to surrender, to open up more, okay? Surrender to open up to other possibilities that you may have not seen yet. Meaning, stop stressing yourself if you don't see any of these results that you were waiting for. You see, you have only failed when you stop trying, when you stop and when you gave up. We're not here to give up. You see, you cannot give up on yourself simply because that is all you have. You know, if you're giving up on yourself for, I don't know, a few minutes, that's okay. But you're not here to give up on yourself. You just started this journey, and it's sometimes quite tough. It's tough to always be on the line and always be on top. You don't have to be. There is a being involved which actually allows you to rest. And the rest is very much needed, because on your next step you may need that rest that you gain during this period. And so it's very crucial that you are waiting, that you are patient with yourself. You know, there are many things that we actually are doing that may only result in something that comes years later, because we have started a connection 10 years before, and now it shows up again, and now it's actually helpful for, I don't know, for a friendship or for a business or whatsoever. But back then it just looks like a wasting of our time, right? So you never know if what you have done until now is really a waste of your time, because the truth is you will never have those kind of experiences that you have right now at this very moment. And so start to enjoy, start to see the things with a more open eye, and start to give yourself a chance to actually grow differently. Learn to grow differently, because everything you have done so far is not a waste in your time, is not something that you wasn't in use for you, right? It's just something that you are not able to see yet. And you know, how many times that I had to change the way of where I was going. But the truth is, if everything would have always worked out like just immediately, I don't think that I would have had so much fun on the way, you know? And so much like, yes, points, you know? So much of, I don't know, like this feeling when you're just like, oh yes. You know what I mean? So start start to see those moments, start to see your journey as a journey and not as a, I will never get there, I will never make it, I will never find the partner I'm looking for, I will never make this amount of money. You know, sometimes our goals need to loosen up a little bit so that we can actually start to move into directions that we are interested in. If we are stressing ourselves too much on those kind of goals, that's not fun. Then you can stay where you are, no? So I believe that when we start to change ourselves, when we start this process of more raising our awareness more towards our goals, towards to where we want to go, towards of what we are doing all day long, what we are thinking, how our emotions affect us, right? If we are starting this process, we need to also see that it's a lot that we uncover. We uncover so many beautiful things that we thought are not there, or we unreveal stuff that we never wanted to see, you see? And so we have to be very, very kind with ourselves, very compassionate, very calm, right? Because the more we understand that we are just trying our best, we are just trying to do something that we can feel good. That's all we want, seriously. All we really want is to feel good. All we really want is to feel love. And you can give that to yourself every single day, no matter if you have reached that goal or not. You see, that's not relevant. I mean, yes, it is, but you know what I mean. You need to start to make a change or a shift in its whole, okay? The way how you treat yourself is not the way what you have used to do, how you used to act within yourself. So train yourself to look at yourself differently, and this needs a lot. And then when we don't see courage, we are trained that, you know, if you don't see a result, you have to change immediately. And then you start to stress yourself over and over again, and you start to do new things and new and new and new. And I have seen this. I'm definitely guilty of this. So, you know, you're not alone here. But you need to stop doing that much. Stop doing too much, start focusing more, do it with more quality, okay? Do things that actually make you show up for who you are. Say no to things that you don't want to do. Start to look at life differently, slowly but surely, steady. Make those changes every single day. Choose every single day, and you will see the change. You see, I have actually in my journal I have written things from 2018 to 19 whatsoever, when I really started to journal. And you know, when I look back on what I wrote there and what my goals were and all of that, I cannot tell you how cool it was to read that again, to see how many things actually have changed and how many things I was actually able to accomplish. And so we start to sometimes lose track in those things because we feel like we are not there yet. We haven't made it. We are not in that position yet. But you see, you already are, because you wrote it down that you will be. So what does it really matter if you're enjoying the time to get there? You know, what is stopping you to enjoy the time until you're there? Because really, ultimately, when you reach that goal, it will not feel that, yes, you know? Maybe you think that right now, but sometimes it's kind of like you reached it and then it's like, it was cool, but what's next, right? So make sure to enjoy those little moments and give yourself some compassion in that regard, and don't push yourself down for not being at this level you wanted to be or whatsoever. Okay, so give yourself some patience. Look at the things clearly, observe, don't judge yourself, observe, and if necessarily, start in a quiet and calm moment, start to change the direction, okay? When you are doing that and you're doing it in a compassionate way, you're doing it gentle and soft and with love, those are the things that will drive you. And it will drive you to do way more than with punishment and with, I need to do more and I'm not good enough and it's never enough and I cannot do it and blah, blah, blah. You need to start to learn more about your self-talk, about where you're going with your thoughts, with your emotions, okay? Train yourself on this. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what it is that you're mainly taking away from this video.